Hello, Rob here, and welcome to R&B Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing the anticipated Christopher Nolan mind-bending spy thriller, Tenet. Now, John David Washington plays a CIA operative who is recruited by a mysterious organization to participate in a global assignment to prevent a renegade Russian criminal, played by Kenneth Branagh, with precognition abilities from starting World War III. But in order to succeed on this mission, the operative has to master the art of time immersion in order to counter the threat. Now, before seeing the movie, I didn't really read or watch reviews, although I glimpsed at posts from people saying that Tenet will probably divide moviegoers. And from the trailers, the early trailers, I knew the movie was going to be about Washington as a lead character, as a spy, but I thought, this is probably just going to be a regular espionage film. But boy, was I wrong. I really felt that Nolan's take on the spy genre was interesting and unusual and, of course, challenging. Like Nolan's other films, despite the sometimes out-of-this-world elements, he makes you feel like you're in a realistic setting, like you're there. I also think that this movie will take multiple views to completely get everything. I think on the first viewing it is definitely overwhelming, but as you watch it multiple times you'll pick up on things that you may not have noticed before, or there might be something early on in the film that didn't make any sense, and then it makes sense later on in the movie. I really like these movies that make you go back and rewatch again. Oftentimes I think that movies come out where moviegoers go out, they see the movie maybe once, and then it just fades out of consciousness, and I don't think Tenet is going to be one of those films. I don't think it's going anywhere. Let me start with what I liked about this movie. I found the beginning of the movie very exciting and very suspenseful. It definitely held my attention, and as I was watching the movie, I felt like a detective going along with the lead character and observing and immersing myself in what is happening around me, or in this case, what I'm seeing on the screen. Washington as a performer in this film, I kind of found his performance to be hit and miss. Sometimes he's very intense and gives a terrific performance, while there were other times I felt like he sounded like he was reading off of cue cards. Kenneth Branagh, I thought, delivered as the villain, and Elizabeth Debicki plays Branagh's estranged wife, Kat. I felt like some of her scenes felt expository, but there are times she gets a chance to put emotion and feeling into her performances, especially with later scenes with Branagh. Robert Pattinson is a sort of, I guess, cue to Washington's James Bond, if you will. But I thought that he was great. I had never seen the Twilight movies, so this was my first exposure to him, and I really enjoyed his performance. The movie is loaded with very top quality sound effects, and I read that Nolan used practical effects rather than CGI, which I imagine must have been very hard on the actors and the stunt performers. And it also has very sharp editing. Now, having said that, I think some people might find the science to be a little bit too complex to follow, and as I mentioned, there were some scenes that felt expository. It felt like they were just there just to move the plot along, and the characters in those scenes didn't feel as fleshed out or felt full-dimensional like they had in other scenes. There's also times where it's hard to hear the dialogue, especially in the first scene, and I can definitely see how people will not like it and will not give it another look, but I think that when this movie does become available for home viewing, I think people will continue to watch it multiple times. But I went and saw it in the movie theater, and I thought it worked out pretty well on the big screen. But to paraphrase one reviewer that I read, he said it's somewhat ironic that this movie can't be properly reviewed until your future self rewatches it. And I think that's kind of the case here. I enjoyed the movie. I liked how it challenged me. I liked Nolan's take on it. I liked that it had me on the edge of my seat, but I did have some issues with it. Some scenes just felt expository. I felt Washington's performance was very, up and down here and there. But, I enjoyed the movie very much. I give it 3.5 stars. All right, well, if you have seen Tenet, what did you think of the movie? Please post your comments in the comment box below. Feel free to let me know what you thought, and also check out some other movies that are available to watch in the theaters, or movies that you can watch in the comforts of your own home. And feel free to hit the like button, and if you're interested, please consider being a subscriber. Thank you very much for watching.